Good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Just waiting for some people to hop on this morning. I am so excited for the weekend. I've had a long week. I think you guys have had a long week. A lot of people have been talking to me about high energy and being exhausted and being tired and being emotional. So I know that a lot of people are just ready for a new week to come. Good morning, Tony. Thank you for being here. What are we going to do with no Drag Race tonight? Exactly. Story of my life. I'm actually watching Drag Race Thailand with my husband because we never watched it. So we have some things to fill in the gap until next week. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it if you like subtitles. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Okay, anyway, good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for being here. Today's coffee is iced with this fun little straw. Today's coffee is provided by Mantis Tarot here on Instagram. His Instagram handle is @mantis, like the bug, _tarot. If you guys don't know him, you should definitely follow him. He is an amazing, amazing reader. He really knows tarot super well. And this coffee is provided by him today. So thank you. As I slam it into my teeth. Okay. So we are here to go ahead and do your weekend reading. If you haven't been here before, what you do is you choose a message. Whatever message comes to your heart first, whatever message calls out to you first. So that's message 1, 2, or 3. You can choose a combination of messages, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3. It is up to you, but choose what feels right. Don't second guess yourself. Whatever comes up first, okay? So choose what you feel the need to. Good morning. Thank you for joining me, Stag and Stars. You are new here. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Mindy. Good morning, Stephanie. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a nice few deep breaths to start off our Friday. As we settle in and prepare to hear the messages that are important for us this weekend, potentially moving forward. Okay. Don't forget to leave a comment of what message you choose. I see Tony has selected 1 and 2. Mindy has selected 2 and 3. Don't forget to leave a comment so that we can chit chat about your answers later. So we are going to start with message number 1. Message number 1. Okay. So message number 1, oh, by the way, today we're going to use the supporting deck will be the Diviner Definitions Oracle because there's no better deck around. There's no better deck out there. If you don't have one, get one. Link is in my bio. All right. Message number 1. It's really funny because I'm using an Oracle deck today, and so that means I don't have a tarot card to flip over. And the angels are showing me a tarot card. Oh, thank you. It's very nice of you. So they're showing me the 4 of Cups, which is 3 spilled cups of water or milk or something. It's 3 spilled cups and 1 4th cup being presented by this hovering cloud nearby. But the person is sad and they are all upset because there's 3 spilled cups of water and this new one. Is that the 4 of Cups? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so the message is that you're not paying attention to the good things that are happening and you're spending too much time paying attention to all the crazy that's happening. So if you chose message number 1, it's kind of a call to slight shift your perspective. I'm not saying to completely ignore the bad things. Toxic positivity is a big topic right now. A lot of people are talking about how you can't just ignore the uncomfortable. You can't just pretend it doesn't exist. You do have to confront those things, and you do have to be able to get through them. So I'm not telling you to ignore your problems. I'm simply telling you not to dwell on them and pretend that they are the only thing happening in your life. You've got to pay attention to the good things. So this weekend, if you've had like a really stressful week, if you had a very busy week, if you've just been kind of overwhelmed, you want to take the time this weekend to maybe shift your focus, take a break, step back a little bit, and just focus on you, focus on having fun, focus on the good in your life. I need some coffee. God, I'm tired. Yeah, so the other thing that I see in my head is a treasure chest is coming up, and I'm picturing like this big, beautiful treasure chest filled with like gold and antiques and old, like family heirlooms almost, which to me means that there is maybe something family related that could really lift you up out of your discomfort. There's something maybe family related that could lift you up out of this negative space, or perhaps even something ancestral related. So maybe you have like old photographs you could go through, or you could take a trip down memory lane in a good way if it's a good thing. Or maybe you do spiritual work with ancestors, and there's something that you could connect with there to like heal some of the negative things going on. But there's definitely something like passed down or given to you in like this grand treasure like way that you should really look at. Okay, so our card for this is gratitude. Perfect. I have a friend who every time I use this deck and I pull the gratitude card, it's for her. And then she bought the deck for herself because she wanted to have one for her own. And the very first card she pulled was gratitude. So I laugh every time I pull this because I think of her. I hope you're watching this. All right, so gratitude is the card for message number 1, which is totally appropriate. You should be a little bit more grateful for not more grateful. You should practice gratitude on a deeper level for the positive things in your life this weekend. Step back, have a gratitude moment, recognize that yes, it's been a hard week. Yes, it's been a tough week. Yes, you went through some shit, but good things are coming, and there is good also happening. So take a moment to express gratitude this weekend for all the good. All right, so that was message number 1. We're moving into message number 2, which is the popular one for today. Good morning, Divneet. Thank you for joining. Tony says he's feeling victimized again by this reading, like he was on Monday. Sorry, so sorry. And that does make me feel good, though. It means that these messages really are hitting home for some of you. All right. So we're going to move into message number 2. Message number 2. The message is, I'm doing this because it feels right. The message is to breathe. I don't know. What is that? It could be relax. It could be meditate. Ground yourself. Okay. Okay. One is about gratitude, right? It's about like being thankful, focusing on the good things. Yes, some of that I started it off with saying like, oh, it's been a really high stressful week. That's actually how I started this whole video, this whole reading. So a lot of you have been saying that this week has been high energy. A lot of it is attributed to the full supermoon in Virgo that we had on Monday. We've entered into Pisces season, so for some of you that is like, oh my gosh, emotional intuition exploding for some of you. So just like all of this really big shift has probably caused either you to do one of two things. Either you shifted all your energy up into your intuitive spiritual half of your body, which is like your throat, your brow, and your crown chakra. Or you've completely repressed everything below the heart into your solar plexus sacral root chakra. So you've probably like split yourself away. And that like either really high or really low energy is buzzing. And it's time for you to bring everything back to meet in the heart, to really either ground yourself or feel safe enough or be vulnerable enough to allow yourself back into your intuitive side. Whatever way on that spectrum you've leaned, you're simply being called home to the heart. You're simply being called home to say, find the balance again in your energy this weekend. If you need to get out of the house, if you need to go see people, if you need to get yourself up and out of that hibernation grounding mode that you've been hiding away in, then great, get out, be social, go see some people, or just like raise your vibes back up into through the process of using your intuition, practice a little magic, get a little woo-woo this weekend, if you will, if you've been kind of in like work, hibernation, material world concerns only. Bring yourself back spiritually. If you have been like high vibing out, being social, using your intuition, practicing all the magic, getting real crazy, feeling like your head is spinning, then this weekend is a time for you to be more like the hermit and to pull back and hide a little bit, do some meditations, get grounded, take a nap, go to the spa. These are all my fun things that I love to recommend. I love to recommend a spa day on live reading, so thanks for always putting up with that. Perfect. So Mindy is saying that it totally makes sense because she started her week on the intuitive side and ended in lower energies. So it sounds like you know, it's very true. You may have had like an extreme week. You may have gone from like one extreme to the other. You may have started super magical and ended super mundane, or started super mundane and now you're going out super magical. But whatever end of that spectrum you're on right now, make sure you kind of like shape your weekend with a little of both. A little of this, a little of that, mush it together, make it a nice, beautiful weekend. And Tony, of course, is shook by the reading. He says, rough week, feel like things are on hold and emotions are high, not looking at how great my life is. Perfect. Well, message 1 and 2 then are for you. Have that gratitude, get yourself grounded. And if you feel like things are on hold, then start, you know, pushing that energy forward. Take it from a potential to a kinetic energy. It's a good one. All right. So our card is that natural? Oh, neutral. Neutral. I get this. I don't want to confuse you guys by saying neutral. Interesting. So, all right. I mean, I get it. So the term is neutral. That is the card for message number 2. It does make sense. I did say, you know, low to high, high to low, meet in the middle, meet the heart, be neutral. It's actually why I chose this like soft pink color, because I wanted something that matched the heart but didn't necessarily scream like hot pink, right? Like I wanted something that was very neutral to the heart. But I don't want, if you've had low energy this week, don't let this neutral card throw you to say, like, continue to be flatlining. And don't let it, some people hear neutral and they think like nothing. They think like no motion, don't do anything. But really by neutral here, the message is like central, not overly positive and spastic and high energy, and not overly negative and too grounded and too low. You're very like center of the spectrum. On a scale of 0 to 10, you're at a 5. Yeah, I'm not responding well to this, only probably because I'm the maker of the deck. So to me, like, I know what I wanted this card to mean when I made it, and I'm overthinking it. Neutral is perfect. Neutral is the absolute best card that we can pull here. It really just says, find your happy medium, find your balance, draw it to the heart, and not in a way to say, like, I love everybody, and my heart is, like, I live in my heart and not in my head. Like, meaning energetically bring it to your heart. I hope that makes sense. I'm also really loving the color of this card with like my shirt and my hair. I'm living for it. This is good. It's a good card. Okay. So that's message number 2. We are going to go ahead and move into message number 3. For those of you that have just hopped on or just joined, thank you for being here. If you missed message 1 or 2, don't worry. You can always go back and watch the replay. I will update the link in my link tree for that. You can always rewatch it there too if you miss. If you try to share this with someone later in the week and it's not on Instagram anymore, there is always a link now in my bio to rewatch it throughout the weekend. Okay. So, message number 3. Somebody needs, oh God, I hate to say this to you guys. I always say this to you. Somebody needs your help. And they don't want your help. Somebody needs your guidance, and they haven't asked for your guidance. But they have been placed in your life for you to indirectly guide them. This is serious, guys. This message is happening. It's happening right away. Okay. Someone has been placed in your life for guidance and for direction. They are not asking you for guidance or direction. They are not coming to you and flat out saying, hey, I need your help. It's showing up in a way where they are making you uncomfortable. They are twisting your arm. They are poking the bear. They are like rustling your feathers in all possible ways. And they are not necessarily doing it intentionally. They are doing it in a way that is to say, like, this is just what I do. This is just who I am. And I'm not telling you, you're not being told to fix somebody, but you are being told to show them that there are other possibilities in their life. I need to sip my coffee for a minute. Okay, I hear you. So, you are not being called to change somebody. You are being called to open their heart, open their mind, and to simply be a voice to say, if you could only be willing to open your heart for just a moment, if you could believe in magic for just a moment, if you could be vulnerable enough to put down your walls and put down your guard and to stop building a wall and to stop feeding a wound that has existed for millennia within like their family, within their ancestry, within their upbringing, if you can just for a moment step away from that, I can show you the possibility of something more beautiful. So you have to find a way to... I really hope this is making sense because it's really important. I feel it. You have to find a way to get that person to trust you or to get on your side because they are missing out on so much beauty because of a like deep-rooted belief or a deep-rooted fear or something that is like in their core being, which is why you can't fix them. It is a part of who they are. But you have to... Spirit is basically just saying, this is one of your many assignments that you've been given on this planet. While you're here, we are putting this person in your space. And we just ask that you do the smallest little transformation that you possibly can, even if it is the size of a mustard seed. If you can plant one small piece of beauty and belief and magic in their heart, we will do the rest. That is what Spirit is saying. They are just asking you to plant this seed of possibility in somebody's heart this weekend. That could come in the form of being positive in the face of adversity. That could come in the face of love when there is nothing but fear. It could come as a gift when they feel like they don't deserve one. It could come as a kind word when the rest of the world is being mean to them. It could come in so many places. But if you can plant that in their heart, you are going to change their ancestral patterns from here forward. Super, super important. All right, so that's funny. This totally does apply to you. So Mindy says, thank you. Though I was tripped up on how to help indirectly makes more sense than how I was trying to directly fix it. So I'm glad to hear that you know exactly what I'm talking about, because this is a very, very important message. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. There's actually two, because it's message number 3. Why wouldn't there be? So we have, oh, this is funny. This is what I thought the other card was. We have forgiveness and nurture. More heart chakra energy. Actually, this weekend is a heart weekend. Can we just look at this? So 1 and 2 are like, my husband would see these and say, I see you, Cosmo Wanda, because he always points out pink and green things and pretends that they're Cosmo and Wanda from the Fairly Odd Parents hiding in plain sight. So anyway, these are all heart chakra energy. All of it. Totally makes sense. We're in Pisces season. Everything's going to be about the heart for the next several weeks. So nurture and forgiveness is message number 3. Let's talk about this forgiveness first. Because I think that this is another one of those small seeds that you can plant. I think that offering forgiveness, even when it hasn't been asked for, is super important. So this could be that seed of belief. Saying, I forgive you for those things you said to me. Or I forgive you for those things you did. Or I forgive you for something that you did to somebody else, maybe. Or I forgive you for whatever. There is a forgiveness. You may even need to deliver a message of forgiveness from the universe. Maybe there's someone that this person is hurt by, or that they feel like they hurt, and then they lost the opportunity to ask forgiveness. Maybe you are channeling a message from beyond saying, hey, I received a message from so-and-so, and they told me to tell you that they forgive you. And it's okay, and you can move on. It could be that. But there is a gift of forgiveness that would really shock and open the heart of this person that you're meant to come in contact with. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying that's the only way to do it, but I think forgiveness is a good place to start. On top of that, we have nurture. And nurture is all about 2 things. So nature versus nurture. Like I said, it's an upbringing thing. It's something deeply rooted in them. So you may not be able to change it. But if it is something that they were nurtured in, the good thing is that their nurturing is not over. If they are still on this earth, if they are still here, if they are still able to learn, if they still have a brain in their head, they are still able to learn. And nurturing means that you can nurture the new story. You can be the revolution that they need. So nurture something new in them. The other thing on here, which is funny, is that it's actually all three of these definitions. So definitions number 3 is an upbringing. So we already talked about that. We've got to break their upbringing. 2 is a hope, a belief, or an ambition. So it's about their beliefs. We definitely have to give them the opportunity to believe something new. And then message number 1 is about caring for and encouraging growth. So whatever you're encouraging them in, whatever you're doing with this person, it's to help them grow. So even if you feel like it's not your place, just remember it is to help them grow. All right. So that is all of the time that I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed these messages. I hope that they were helpful. Don't forget that if you enjoy these readings, you can support the channel. I wrapped up my coffee. You can support the channel with 1 cup of coffee at a time. There is a link in my bio, or if you rewatch this on Facebook, there is a link above or below. Until next time, which is Monday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, I love you guys. I hope you have a super awesome weekend, and stay divine.